Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Hunter x Hunter, episode 113. And this 100 Hunter kind of just, it's this series where once it gets on a roll, it just, the quality is just consistently really, really, really freaking good. And this episode was no exception. It starts off with just looking at the backlash from Youpi's attack on the stairwell and how he destroyed and everything. He has tentacles now. This dude can change his body. He's like a freaking transform weapon from Black Cat or Two Love Rue or something. This dude could literally do anything. Knuckle and Meliorone, those two were actually fine, so that's good. If they had gotten hit with that, and that would have been really, really freaking bad. Unless Meliorone let go of Knuckle, then that really would have been bad. Oh no, actually that would have been better. That would have been better because, yeah, because, never mind. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I'm too tired to be doing a review. Yeah, it's late as it is though. So let me just get this up. Shoot has a broken leg. That's not good, but he's Shoot, so he can still be cool and everything. Gordon and Kahlua, they got away, so that's good too. Morel ends up using Deep Purple and using the soldiers in order to try to distract Youpi. And that way he wants to go to where Poof is, where Shaiapouf is, because his part of the plan is to isolate Poof from the king and all the others. And he uses a smoke clone of himself as a diversion. And Youpi falls for it because the pipe isn't made out of smoke. The pipe is real. Right? He left his weapon behind in order to make the diversion more realistic and make Youpi fall for it, which he did. And all that, like I said, so that he can get to where Poof is. And Youpi's about to go after Morel and attack him. And Morel he's not defenseless because he has freaking men, but he doesn't have his weapon, his pipe, which is how he uses his smoke. So he's pretty much defenseless. He can only do the basic stuff like guarding with his aura and stuff like that. So, I don't know the extent of Morel's abilities. There's so much to Nen. The narrator said he was defenseless, so he was defenseless. I'll just leave it at that. And Knuckle punches Youpi again to make sure that he doesn't go after Morel. And this time, he does react to it a little bit, but he doesn't question it at all. He's like, He's like, I lost sight of him. He didn't think like he did before. Wait, how did I just move just now? And so I don't know. I don't know what's going up with God's accomplice right now. When he touched the bird, it didn't even notice it was being touched. Okay, well then, not like we heard its thoughts or anything, but you know what I mean, right? But then Youpi got pushed, and he noticed it, even though he shouldn't have. But now he's not noticing it. So unless he's just ignoring it, which I don't understand why he would ignore it if he didn't the first time. But whatever. The point is he ends up losing sight of Morel. And this next part I thought was awesome because, shoot, he comes in on top of one of his hands because he can't walk because he has a broken leg. And the narration. The narration is just so good. Shoot literally covered his eye for no reason at all. As a matter of fact, it's pretty stupid because now he's just limiting his eyesight. Like, it doesn't make any freaking sense at all. It's really stupid, but the narration made it look awesome anyway. Yeah, I honestly don't even care. That narration made it look awesome and sound awesome and made it epic, even though it's stupid. It's still epic. Like I don't even that. That's incredible. Like this narration, Togashi is just really good at what he does. So I guess he should be, since he takes years and years and years just to write like 2 chapters. Yeah, but still, Shoot, he covers his eye and he fights Youpi. He starts to fight Youpi and he gets Morel's pipe back. Right, so Morel goes off to where Poof is, and the next scene was also really, really epic. Gon and Kahlua, they pass Icalgo and they turn to go towards where they think Pito is, and Kahlua catches off the corner of his eye 2 Chimera ants who are in the direction that Icalgo is going to be going to. And also, Icalgo wasn't hit by Dragon Dive because he has all Flutter's dragonflies, so he can avoid them all and know where they all are all at. There you go. But yeah, Kahlua sees those two Chimera ants, and he subconsciously just goes after them. He doesn't even think of Gon doesn't stop, which is a good thing. If Gon stopped, that would like actually affect the plan. But Gon doesn't stop, so that's good. And then Kahlua, he realizes like, wait a second, I'm the one who said, don't go like no matter what, follow the plan, don't go off track, whether it's Palm or anyone else, do your part of the plan, do your part. But now I'm going out of my way and contradicting what I said to go help Icalco out. Like he just doesn't get it. He doesn't know why. But his mind is frozen, but his body is moving. All right, and he takes out those Chimera ants, and Welfin sees too. Welfin sees that, but Kahlua doesn't notice Welfin because his mind is frozen. All right, so and Welfin is smart, so he's able to figure out that Flutter is a traitor. It's just that he thinks it's Leon's doing, which makes sense. So yeah, he's Welfin is sitting there just he's trying to figure out what to do because later on, once Icalco actually gets to the elevator, Bravado and Shitu, they show up, all right, and so Welfin's just trying to think of like what the right action is to take here. But Kahlua, he turns around and leaves, and passes Icalco again. He's freaking out. He's like, "Oh my god, I just screwed up the play. This could be the difference between life and death here. I could have just killed us all." And Icalco passes by him, and he's like, "Thank you. I owe you one." And that just instantly just fixes it right there. All right. And I thought this entire scene was just awesome because oftentimes you see friendship used in manga and anime, and it's used really poorly, and it's just stupid half the time. It's just cliche stuff. You're my friend. I'll do anything for you. Like it's like not even like it's that, but it's just friendship speeches. You see scenes where the only point is to show that people are friends, but you already know that and you don't really care because you've seen them a million times before. And it's just usually it's just not done well. But this was legitimately done well. Like Kahlua's character growth in this series is incredible. The guy now he's grown to a point where he can legitimately care about someone so much as a friend that he just subconsciously moves to help them, even though it knows it might end up killing him and everyone else. It's just the idea that he just knows that whatever the future may hold, he knows what the present holds now, and the present shows that Calgo might get killed, so he wanted to prevent that. So the way that Calgo just comforted him at the end there too. That he just said, I owe you one. And it was simple but powerful, and I thought that scene was awesome. I really did. And after that, it was the scene with Moro gets to where Poof is. Poof is just I don't care about that. I'm not even going to talk about that scene, to be honest. It was too much for me. All right, we get it, okay? Poof is loyal, right? Blah blah. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was just too much for me. It really was. I thought that was a little bit much. It didn't really fit the mood either. Like, it kind of there were hints of it actually fitting the mood, but most of it was just like bright colors. Wow. I just said I wasn't going to talk about this. Just yeah. All right. Forget that. All right. Moro goes to where Poof is, and he traps him with the smoke jail or whatever it's called. And Poof ends up attacking him with spiritual message, and that's when the scene changes to Gon. And Gon, he's going off trying to figure out what direction Pito would be in, and he ends up seeing across the way Miram and Netero and Zeno walking. Right, and Netero points him in the direction that Pito's at, and you just see Gon get pumped up, or he gets hyped. Well, no, not he was already pumped up to begin with, so he's I don't know if any of you guys watch WWE NXT, but there's this guy on there. I forgot his name. He was just on there like last week. He's a former football player, but his gimmick is he doesn't get hyped. He stays hyped. That's like what Gon is right now. He doesn't get pumped. He stays pumped. He's been pumped the entire time. All right. He doesn't get hyped. He stays hyped. Yeah, that's exactly what Gon's like right now. He was already hyped, he was already pumped up, and now you're just seeing it even more. Alright, he's going after Pito, which is like I mentioned last week, Pito can't move from that spot as long as she's using Dr. Blythe. Okay? So she's either going to have to let herself. She's going to need to do something. The king is trusting her to heal Komugi. So until that's done, she's going to want that to be the top priority. But she can't just sit there and just take all of Gon's Jajangens. I'm interested to see how this goes. And from what I understand, from what I've heard from people, this is only like the halfway point of the arc. So, I mean, these can't be like the final fights. So I'm interested in seeing what happens from this point on. I remember watching a review from the King of Lightning a while back where that short koala bear that was drinking and like shooting people, he was in there. He said that guy was going to be relevant at some point. And I remember I was trying to figure out how long the Chimera Ant arc was. And so I was just looking at late chapters in the manga, not reading them, just literally just looking at them to see when the Chimera Ant arc ended. And one of them included that koala bear thing. So I know the guy is relevant, but he hasn't appeared in months and months. Like, it's been forever since this guy showed up. So I don't know, the arc. These aren't the final fights. These aren't the final fights. So the way that what's going on right now can be so epic, even though it's not even like, even though it's the halfway point of the arc. People say this is the best arc in the series because I used to think the Yorknew arc for me is my favorite arc. To me, that's the best arc in the series. Not Greed Island, not the Heavens Arena, not the Hundreds. For me, it's Yorknew. All right, and the Chimera Ant arc, it's a good. Don't get me wrong, it's a good arc, but it hasn't gotten to the level of the Yorknew arc yet. So, I mean, the reason I'm mentioning this is that right now it's really freaking epic. And if this is only the halfway point and it just gets better from here, then I can really understand why people say the Chimera Ant arc is the best arc in Hunter x Hunter. But yeah, as far as this episode goes, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. Right? It's almost there. I don't even really. I was watching the episode and I thought there were a lot of awesome scenes, some great scenes, some good scenes, but usually when I give something a 10 out of 10, it just gives me this feeling where I could just sit there and think, wow, that was awesome. That was amazing. And the last two episodes have been like that for me, for Hunter x Hunter. But, oh no, the last episode at least. But this one, I mean, I don't know. It just didn't give me that feeling. I don't know. Maybe I'm just comparing. No, I'm not comparing it to last week. I look at I don't know. I just didn't give me that feeling. It was still, the parts of Kahlua were awesome, but I don't know. Maybe it was little things like not Morel. Oh yeah, maybe it was the stuff with Shaiapouf. Maybe it was the stuff with Knuckle again punching Youpi. When freaking Melirone has a minute of oxygen, he can only hold his breath for a minute under pressure, I think he said, and he's already used up half that time. So I mean, if I were him, I'd be going, all right. Especially since Kahlua mentioned, like I said before, don't worry about other people, do your job, all right. I don't know. Maybe it's just little things like that. I don't know. But this episode's getting a 9.5 out of 10 for me. All right, and that's it, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.